car from Bavaria be called a sports car? Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to BMW i8 Roadster. The concept of this car was first launched at the Beijing Motor Show in 2012. Only 6 years later it went into serial production. So many years apart, yet this car still shocks us because it looks as if it comes from the future. Is all the attention worth it? Well, let's hit the road and find out. We've got those beautiful wing doors. Entering this lovely vehicle, well, requires, let me put it this way, a certain level of fitness. So if you carry extra weight, that might be a little bit problematic. This is strictly a two-seater. The seats are very lovely, comfortable, beautiful color, but especially they do such a good job when you're going fast around the corners. Now you're sitting low, like in a sports car. Now under the bonnet, which we can't even open, but what for anyway, there's electrical motor. Just on electricity we can drive up to about 50 kilometers, 31 miles more or less. Now on the paper, I must say, the i8 Roadster first glimpse doesn't quite excite me. I mean, we've got a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine which sends power to the rear wheels, 270 to be precise. The electrical motor drives the front. In total we've got 374 horsepower, 570 newton meters of torque, so after all, it's not so bad. Now let's be practical and check the boot space. It's massive, isn't it? You can probably carry an entire pig in here, 88 liters to be precise. Now bear in mind, you also have to carry your charging cables. But don't worry, there's additional storage space behind the seat, 92 liters. It's a little bit tricky to access, but BMW produces special luggage. Of course it will cost you a couple of grand, but it's not an arm or a leg, it's just money. So rather silly and a little bit lousy displacement. The sound is actually not so bad. When you put your foot down, oh, it's quick to accelerate, and the sound is actually quite pleasing to the ears. When you put it to sport, foot down, not bad, Beamer, not bad. Of course, BMW has put some speakers inside the cabin to enhance our sound experience, but I've got no problem with it at all. Now, if you want to get that promised 4.6 seconds 0 to 100, you will be definitely waking up the petrol engine. Now, the maximum speed is 250 kilometers an hour, 155 miles per hour. Now, in terms of electricity and maximum speed, well, let me put it this way. My right foot seems to be rather heavy, and as soon as I go not even past 100 kilometers an hour, 65 miles an hour, the petrol engine is definitely waking up. The chassis is made out of carbon fiber and aluminium and has the right quality. Well, it's a Roadster and it's a Beamer, so expect firmness and sportiness. You definitely feel the road, yes, you are feeling the bumps, especially when you're going slow. As you pick up a little bit of speed, it gets much better and it becomes actually quite a decent long distance cruiser. What else is very much Beamer-like is the steering and handling, and that's a huge compliment. The steering is sharp, it is precise. I mean, this car does exactly what you tell it to do. I mean, it listens to your hands. It is incredible. Now the handling, it's not a small car, it's very wide, weighs 1,700 kilograms, yet it handles like a dream. Yet again, Beamer strikes. Now we've got 6-speed automatic gearbox for petrol engine and 2-speed automatic gearbox for electric motor. Now it's no-brainer, it knows exactly what it's doing, it knows exactly where it is, when to upshift, when to downshift, seamless and smooth. Now the roof comes down in 15 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, go. You can also do it whilst you're driving up to about 50 kilometers an hour, which is 31 miles per hour. I've tested it, it actually works. Isn't it much more beautiful with the roof down? Now let's let's take a look at the cabin. Overall, it feels a very BMW, well made, good quality of the materials and finishing. I love these carbon fiber pieces, but don't get carried away. They'll cost you additional $2,600. We've got the iDrive, which in my opinion is one of the best infotainment systems available on the market. Personally, I somehow feel that the cabin, it just misses this wow factor, as if BMW has started really well, but somehow didn't finish. It just shows you perhaps the 6 years between the concept car and serial production, perhaps that wasn't enough. I'm not sure. You know, don't get me wrong, it's well made, but for this price tag, I'm not so sure. So what are my final thoughts on the i8 Roadster? Well, it's one-of-a-kind car. It's very unique. There's nothing out there that quite compares, well, not yet. But in my opinion, it's a little bit more of a BMW's vision. It's showing what they're capable of. It's a bit of an experiment that drove into the showroom. I mean, I must say, the attention you're getting with this car, people looking with envy, is out of this world. So your ego grows to the size of Mount Everest. I kid you not. Everyone is looking on the road. Myself personally, I love the way this car looks. It is sexy, it is sleek, it's looking very, very sporty. Perhaps it would be lovelier if it had a bit more horsepower, like for instance 600 or something like that. But in the meantime, let's just enjoy what we've got, what BMW is giving us. And this brings me to the end of this video. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to BMW Switzerland, Fabio and Sandra, for lending me this car. As always, I look forward to your comments and your questions. Just be nice and don't give me a hard time with hybrid and electric, because I'll delete these comments. I wish you a wonderful day, whatever it is that you're doing, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Bye!